Emily, and good morning, Unity of Palm Harbor. And I think, was that Colors in the Wind? All the above. A little all of it. So that was beautiful. What a wonderful way to open up this Sunday, this Pentecostal Sunday. And we might know from Christian teachings, this is when each one of the disciples and the followers of Christ were anointed to go forward with the good news, the gospel. And in Unity, we look at this as a time of harvesting the seeds that we have planted. And some of you were here at the very beginning of January when we wrote a letter to God. We wrote a letter either blessing ourselves or setting up a tone, something we wanted to create for the new year. So in the next week or so, you're going to receive those back. So watch your mail and see what maybe you wrote to yourself and what has manifested. For this we'll call the Pentecostal season is us reaping our own harvest, the seeds that we have yet planted. And if there are new seeds that you want to continue to plant throughout the year, these are your ideas. These are your ideals, your goals. But more than that, this is for your own soul's evolution, your own growth. I'm going to invite Kimmin to come join us. It's the first Sunday of the month, and we like to recognize our prayer box. And usually it's kept under the blue window there. And anytime you want support in anything in your life, we are going to take these prayers, and our prayer chaplain team prays around them and holds them in that sacred space. And then we take them and send them to Silent Unity. And that's in Lee Summit, Missouri, for those of you who don't know. And when they're there, you have a whole team for the next 30 days that holds the high consciousness around whatever is on your heart's desire. So I'm going to ask Kimmin if she'll open us in prayer.
All right, this morning...
You might make the microphone. For our friends in TV land.
Test, test. So let's prepare for prayer by taking a deep breath and just settling into our God space. And release all concerns that may interfere with your experience of this God space. So we know that those that have put their prayer requests in this box believe in the sanctity and effectiveness of our prayers. So we gather together and we affirm that each request is met in the way that brings the highest good to all involved. And we say this in all the holy names of God. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. That was a beautiful opening. Thank you. So at this time, I'm going to ask Greg to come join us. And he's going to be our MC for the day, if you will, and get this party started.
You're making me want to sing, get this party started now. Come on. All right, let's get this party started. All right. Whoop. Good morning. Good morning. How great it is to see everybody this morning. I get so excited, like when I'm going to come up here and see everybody. I just love seeing everybody, you know, like y'all are my spiritual family. I miss y'all during the week, and I just look forward to being here with y'all. And on that note, I wanted to say that I really encourage you, like, there's a lot of challenging stuff going on in the world right now, and, you know, this is kind of a little time away from that, but what I wanted to say was, I think people really need the kind of support and encouragement that we get here in these services that we come to every Sunday. And I really want to encourage you to, if you know someone who needs support, a friend that's like looking to make new friends, needs encouragement, invite him to come on out to Unity of Palm Harbor some Sunday. Go pick him up if you have to. But yeah, like I look out here and I see all these beautiful faces, and I'd love to see even more, you know, like I'd love to see this place full. And I know that there's just so many people that don't have the kind of spiritual community that we have and that's available to us every Sunday. So you can invite somebody, give them a call, send them an email. Definitely, one thing I like to do, post on social media, hey, I'm going to Unity of Palm Harbor Sunday, come on out and join me. We got great, fantastic music. I know Emily's going to be singing today, one of my very favorite spiritual songs that I saw. And we've got one of the very best young ministers in the Unity movement right here. Yes, I said young. And we got it all going on here, right? This is a place to be. So let's bring people in here and fill this place up. So, all right. Okay, so the announcements, we have the beautiful flowers here that were arranged by Linda Potts, and I believe they're still available. So if you're interested in taking this beautiful flower arrangement home, just go on and see whoever's at the desk there in our book area, and they'll be happy to get you signed up for that. Today's prayer chaplain is Kimmin, and Kimmin will be over here by the stained glass window for confidential prayer right after the service, so definitely come on up and see Kimmin. I'm your daily word reader, so you can be seeing a lot of me today. And our ushers today are Jackie Denbar, Alicia Stevens, and AC. We have a new Unity class that's going to be starting up here toward the end of June. Reverend Marilyn will be teaching it. It's called Discerning Your Purpose. It starts on Monday, June 26th at 10 a.m., or you can choose the Tuesday class that starts on June 27th at 2 p.m. Each class has room for one more. Is that you? I hope so. There's sign-up sheets out here in the lobby, so definitely check that out and get signed up. Greg Lavoie in the book Calling says this: the past is vital to the future, and there's a bond between where we've been and where we're going. Death is a threshold experience, as are callings, and it's not uncommon for people to take stock before proceeding. So come join us on this new adventure, and as I said, sign up in the lobby today. Every Wednesday, we have the Course in Miracles class. That's at 10 a.m. with Alicia and Confrelite. This Wednesday, we're going to have our gong meditation class. Come on out and join Nana Hendricks and I for that. You can we usually have it arranged in a nice circle where you can sit, and a lot of people bring their yoga mat. You can lie down during the meditation if you want to. It's a wonderful class. We'd love to see you Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Thursdays, every Thursday, we have yoga at 10 a.m. with Lenka. Are you a consistent giver? Consider setting yourself up as one to support our ministry. Call Luann in the office Tuesday through Thursday, or set us up online from your own checking account to automatically make your contributions. We appreciate your support in all that we do here at Unity of Palm Harbor. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our mission statement. Lights. There we go. All right, if you join me, to advance well-being by sharing compassion and inclusiveness with integrity and spirituality. Okay. All right, and with that, we'll have some music with Van and Emily.
Keep me strong when I can. me strong when I can't carry on. When you lose your feet, fall down to your knees, and your heart's about to break, I will be your saving grace. When your eyes can see, take my eyes from me. When you're lost and losing faith, I will be your saving grace. Be my saving grace. Won't you be my saving grace? Won't you be my saving grace? Won't you be my saving grace? You keep me strong when I can't carry on. When you lose your feet, fall down to your knees, and your heart's about to break, I will be your saving grace. When your eyes can see, take my eyes from me. When you're lost and losing faith, I will be your saving grace. Be my saving grace. Won't you be my saving grace? 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 Won't you be my saving grace?
Beautiful. Thanks, Van and Emily. Awesome. So we're going to start to sort of move into our meditational part of our service here. Go ahead and get yourself nice and comfortable. If you have anything in your lap, take it off. Matter of fact, why don't we start out and take a nice deep breath together. Nice big inhale. And exhale. One more time. Nice big inhale. Exhale. All right. Today's daily word, truth. The light of truth shines in my heart. Like a kaleidoscope's shifting patterns of dazzling colors, my life is always changing. Some of the changes I may like and others I may not, but I accept the changes nonetheless. I enjoy pleasurable moments while learning and growing through the more unpleasant ones. No matter where I find myself along the spectrum of human experience, I take comfort in spiritual truth. God is changeless, my rock and refuge in times of struggle, and the wings that lift me up in times of ease and bliss. I remain steady and calm even as I navigate life's inevitable changes, finding lasting comfort in the truth of God as absolute goodness. As I travel along my unique path, the steady light of truth shines from within me. Yet, I am writing you a new commandment that is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away and the true light is already shining. 1 John 2:8.
invite you to close those outer eyes if you have not already done so. Feel your breath gently in and out. In and out. Allow that breath to go just a little deeper down into your stomach, up through your chest and out. Know that you're in the right and perfect place right here, right now. This is our sanctuary. This is our place where we bare our hearts, where we can be vulnerable, where we can open our arms and embrace one another for all of our differences and for our commonalities. Feel that sweet place where all is true, all is a gift, where we know the truth for one another, and where we can behold the truth for ourselves, where we can release what no longer serves us and enter that divine realm of forgiveness. As the Christ said, 70 times 7, however long it takes to get there, to release that bondage, to release anything unlike love in our life, for the horrific news that we hear, and replace that with a compassionate heart, that we might see the truth in each soul, not the outer appearance, but that we can activate that place of love, that we can open our hearts a little wider, sharing our spirit of compassion. And when we lose our way, the person next to you is right there. The person in this spiritual community is right there. It may look like your prayer chaplain, your minister, your musician, your friend. I'm going to ask Deborah to play the bowls just a little bit and let you just soar wherever your body goes, wherever your mind goes. Be in that pure state of holy being. Know that wherever your mind goes, energy flows. You are planting seeds. You are setting the table for the harvest. These are your thoughts, your ideas, your loving heart. And today I invite you to let go of judgment. Lay down that heavy burden. Let the God in, the God that is all so many different names. Love, creation, forgiveness, honor, joy. For I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord, that of good and not to be feared. For it is my great pleasure to give you the kingdom. So let's enter a moment of silence and let that kingdom speak to you. Let that thought that resonates in your mind be true, to be one to celebrate, to be one that you want to bring forth, that you are creating your own destiny, and in doing so, you invite others to create their own destiny. And we bring this in as a celebration of life, of meaning and purpose and divine order. And anything less than that, let it go. Let that God Spirit within do the work. Be an active listener and hold the dream that comes forward that is yours to do. In gratitude, we say thank you to the heavens of our spirit, of our mind, of our functioning, of our own aliveness. And we say thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
I be discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven's home? When Jesus is my portion watches me. His eyes on the sparrow, and he watches me. Whenever I'm tempted, whenever clouds arise, when song gives way to sighing, and hope within me dies. I draw closer to him. With care he sets me free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches. Yes, I know he watches. I know he watches. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. That was like crystal. We wanted to do that at Easter, but it wasn't the right time. And today, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. Thank you. Thank you, for I think that is our joy and our life's purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, Reverend Marilyn's got a class, and you can come join us. And you know, it's not ever just the subject matter, It's the people who come and open their hearts and are willing to be vulnerable as we explore what our next is. We have a beautiful woman in our congregation that was going through some challenges over the past couple weeks, and she cleared her calendar because there were some family health issues going on. And we spoke the other day because I hadn't seen her in a couple weeks, and she said, you know, God's got this. Spirit always has it. And because I cleared my calendar out, this new next came through, and it's everything I've been waiting for, that I've been building up, that I've been learning, that I've been giving. And all of a sudden, this new dynamic next has shown up for her. And I think that is possible for each one of us when we take a little time out. Sometimes we don't know what the world is all doing in the chaos. And it's our job to go back inside to our center and say, what is true for me? What is my next? What is up for me? And sometimes that is just as easy as being still and quiet and allowing that inner voice to guide us to the next. And sometimes we don't even know what that is. We've been preparing for it because all of our life's work has gone into it. It could be that we've been a teacher. It could be we've been studying. It could be workshops. It could be singing. But all of a sudden, when we get still and let go of that busy. Can you see the Grinch on top of the hill? Busy, noisy. And he couldn't keep the spirit of Christmas from coming. Because when the Spirit comes within you and says, you're up, you can't keep it from coming. You do have the right to say, yes, I am ready for that next calling. And you have the right to back up and pause and say, I'm not sure yet. I've shared with a number of you back when my children were middle schoolers. I taught the Uniteens, and I was so excited. This group of kids are so dynamic. And they're even smarter today than they were 10, 15 years ago. And if you think they don't know what's going on in the world, you're wrong, because they do. And sometimes they're fearful, but a lot of times they're fearless. And they'll step right up to that plate, and they'll take the next on. So I called my father, the attorney. And I said, I'm going to be a youth minister. I know I'm destined to do this. And he said, girl, you got to get it back together. Do you know what a minister makes? And you got 2 kids to put through college. Ooh. So I stepped back. I kept going to Unity. I kept going to classes, started doing leadership skills. And then I've shared with you guys, when my minister had completed the field licensing, we went to Unity Village and I served on the board. I was chairwoman of the board, and I wanted to see him be ordained. And on that same trip, I heard the words, come apart for a while. Come apart for a while. I said, but all my friends are going on this great tour of silent unity. I don't want to miss what they're doing. I want to do what they're doing. And the voice said, come apart for a while. This is St. Patty's Day weekend, March, in Kansas City, Missouri, Lee Summit, Missouri. What is Missouri famous for in March? Tornadoes and winds and cold weather. And the sun was shining. And they have something called the 12-Power Prayer Garden. And I thought, okay, I'll go over there. And I stepped in front of each of the 12 powers. And that sun was shining, and the wind was just barely blowing. And I could feel something coming through, but I didn't know what it was yet. I went through all 12 powers, and I sat down and I started writing. And I still didn't know what it was. And even when I went back to Atlanta and I saw my minister, I said, something is happening, but I still don't know what it is. think I want to teach. He said, great, I support that. And I said, you know, they have this new program, this Masters of Divinity, and most of it is online. I think I'm going to apply for that process. He said, great, I support that. And I went to the first set of classes, and I came back to Atlanta, and I made an appointment with him. I said, this is hard. The last time I wrote a paper was Correcto ribbon and a typewriter. They want me to cite resources. They want 20 pages. I mean, this is hard, and I got 3 of them. He said, I support you. You can do this. And I said, I'm not just going to teach. If I'm going to do all this work, and I've now spent 28 years in Unity, and I've taught our teens, and I've led workshops, and I've served on the board, I was preparing for my next. Even if I didn't know I was preparing for it. And even in my lay job, as that senior VP in the banking world, I had heard this is going to change form. And get ready, because you're going to be public speaking. Now, y'all, I didn't do that. I would dress up, and I would write your speech, and I would stand right beside you, and I would cheer you on as you gave that speech. So when I heard, not unlike Moses getting that call, you're going to lead my people out of Egypt. You are going to publicly speak. I went, no, pick someone else, pick Aaron, pick somebody else. So I grabbed a good friend of mine who did Toastmasters, and I'd seen that in the business world for 25 years. And I was very clear I was not going to do it. I felt like Gilligan. Do y'all remember Gilligan and the professor? And what was his friend Skipper? And Gilligan would go, no, 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 no. And guess what? Gilligan would do it. So with friends who supported me, I did the Toastmasters. And I never wanted to compete at that different level. I wanted to be an excellent speaker, so that when I bring a message to you, it holds meaning. That when we examine the principles of unity, that something I bring forth for you may look just a little different than whatever you've seen before, so that you will be curious enough to go examine for yourself what is your own truth. When I'm in counseling with somebody, do you think I know anything more than you do? Really? The God of your understanding? What I can provide is that safe space that you can dig deeper, that you can ask the questions about what is true for you. And when you get stuck, my job is to ask another question so that you can go deeper and discover your own truth. And that's what Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, said in Unity. I'm going to bring you some ideas. He didn't want a church. He wanted a school. He wanted a place to study and share ideas together and move forward in our own greater understanding. And he chose the Bible as one of the resources. He chose Jesus as our way shower, our big brother, as one of the demonstrations of who we are. So in Unity, you know, we say many paths and one God. And for those that came to my class, did God have a wife? And thank you, Bob, could be a husband. The whole idea was, are we limited in our belief system to a personality that reflects us? Because we are all unity. We are a collective consciousness. That principle that we call God, this energy that flows in and through each one of us, and as Emily so beautifully sang, is always watching over us, is always bringing the kingdom of heaven in and through us. We make that decision if it's heaven or hell could be. So where do you want to live in your life? What do you want to create? What is yours to do? What is that next? And sometimes it takes us just being still to hear our own message. And it takes us allowing that energy form that we call God to come into that space and show us our next. Now, for those of you who like to have that one special room in your house that holds all that storage and boxes you've never undone, well, if you had a purpose for that room, what do you have to do with all that stuff? Get rid of it. You got to clear it out. You have to make room for the new. And the same thing goes with our ideas. If we stay stuck in the past, if you always do what you've always done, what you've always gotten, right? So when we open that door and say, you know, I'm ready, just maybe, I'm a little curious, if we crack that window open just a little bit, what new and different can come through? I love that when I first came here, I came with 14 big ideas. Well, maybe plus some. And the board said, choose 4. 4? So I said, I want a Wednesday night wholeness program. And the right and perfect people started coming forward. It is not about preaching on Wednesday night. It's not much of a message, even though there's some messages with it, but it's a lot about experiencing another level. We have Greg who does the gong. We have Deborah who does the bowls. Recently, Deborah and Emily partnered, and you heard this beautiful ethereal voice. In the back, we have Pauline, and she comes in and she does the Reiki. This is a form of energy. This is different than Sunday morning. And we don't always have overlap, and yet I see people here today that have done our Wednesday nights. So it's another time, a break in the middle of the week, for you to get clear, for you to go in this sacred sanctuary of your own space and ask, what is mine to do next? And I've had people come up to me and they're like, you're so open, this is so fun. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be open. It's meant to be community. And what can that look like? And it doesn't poo-poo aside anything from the past. We've honored that. And we're ready to open the door and do something different and do something new and expand in consciousness from the seeds that we've all planted so that we understand what is our next when it becomes available. And it's okay to pause. Maybe not 15 years. Maybe we can move a little faster than that. To activate that which calls us inside to be activated. What does it look like for each person in here? You know, I'm going to tell a little story on Reverend Lori, because we had lunch together and we talked about some different things, and she shared with me as a gift her poetry. And if you were here a couple weeks ago, she read a poem and allowed me to read a poem. Now she has these little books outside. She goes, do you think I could bring those? Of course you can. This is a way we share from our hearts, from our space of creativity, and we want to open that door that other people can be a part of it. So I know deep inside there is something that you want to do to contribute to the community. We've had people move boxes physically. We've had people teach classes. We have this incredible sound ministry. And we have to look at our commitment level. What is it that we're ready to do? And what are we going to put our focus on? And if you ever want to know what's important in someone's life, look at the bills they pay. Yes? If you want to know where priorities are, when I sat on the board of my former church and I looked at the youth ed, I said, that's not enough money. They said, what? I said, I come from the youth background. If we want to fortify our youth, if we want to build this area, we're going to have to put some more money towards it. And it's not because of the money. Money is a form of energy. It is a recognizable form of energy, but it's just energy. Money in itself has no meaning. Not really. It makes life a little easier for some of us. But the idea that we put our focus in a particular area, then we start culminating towards that, such as, what does Wednesday night look like? And now these angels are coming forward, and I'm not having to seek it out. They're coming because they want to give back. They enjoy their craft. It makes them laugh. It makes them fill up with joy. Even today, when I first walked in and I was asked, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm a little off." And this beautiful angel said, "Well, let's take that to center." And she just started praying with me. Honey, I had to catch up. She's already there. Let me catch up. Let me get in the flow. And then we have this amazing music that comes up here. And we take responsibility for our actions or our lack of actions. Because whatever it is we want to create, whatever it is we want to make, it's where our thoughts go that energy flows. So Greg got up here and said, "I'd like to fill this whole place up. Call your friends, call your neighbors." Well, we know barbecue makes that happen, doesn't it, Greg? We had this wonderful celebration, anniversary celebration. The house was packed. I thought, okay, I'll get 65 hamburgers, 65 hot dogs, and some ribs, and we'll be good. And 20 of us never ate. There were so many people. But it was fabulous because that is a family, a community, a spiritual community. And we'll feed you with the words and the teachings. And we'll take some time and feed you hot dogs and bean burgers. But it's up to you to help create what our next is. And it's beautiful, and it's coming together. And we have new people coming in, and people have been away for a while, and they're standing here saying, "This is my holy place. The place that I want to give back to, the place that I want to be a part of, the place I can walk into when life is hard, and somebody will listen." And you got that crazy minister who's going to open that window just a little bit. That young minister that's going to open that door just a little. I'm not that young. But that energy, where we put our thoughts, the energy flows. So what is it you want to do next? And how do we do it together? And how do we build it up? So I'm going to share something with you. This is coming from, actually, I think one of our past presidents, and I was a little bit surprised. This is going back in time. This is Theodore Roosevelt. "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, but there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." So if we're going to fail, which is only a matter of choice in unity thinking, choice is at hand now. And let's dare greatly. As a spiritual community, one that is open to learning and giving and supporting each other, I'm going to say, tag, you're it. Thank you.
All right, fantastic message. Thanks so much, Reverend Tracey. So blessed to have Reverend Tracey here, are we not? Yeah. Was there a better place to be than Unity of Palm Harbor this morning? I think not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and it's time for our tithes and offerings. If you want to go ahead and hold your tithes and offerings in your hands, we'll say our unity blessing, which is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed.
A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Take a look at where you started from and where you are today. You climbed mountains, swam oceans, got knocked down and kept going. In the end, you know you've got to say a little bit of love goes a pretty long way. All your wounds are healing fine. I'm so glad I got you in my life. Now the winter frost is gone. Now is our chance to live the life we want. A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Everybody's lost. And that's okay. Some show it, some hide it, but there's a battle we're all fighting. So if you're looking for the words to say, a little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Holding on to the rabbit's feet, walking down the sunny side of the street. Shadows creeping at your back. You can forget them like an amnesiac. A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Love is really like a wonder drug. So let's medicate and say goodbye to the drama. It's a beeline to nirvana. So if you're looking for the words to say, a little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa. A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Take a look at where you started from and where you are today. You climbed mountains, swam oceans, you got knocked down, kept going. In the end, you know you've got to say a little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa. A little bit of love goes a pretty long way.
Awesome song. Love that one. Good toe tapper there. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, what great music today. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and say our closing prayer. It's the Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt prayer. I'll say the first line, and then you say the second, and we'll just kind of trade off. Let's say it with gusto. We are here to glow as the light of God. We are the light of God. We are here to embrace the love of God. We are the love of God. We are here to stand in truth as the power of God. We are the power of God. We are here to radiate as the presence of God. We are the presence of God. And together, wherever we are, God is, and so it is. If y'all want to go ahead and stand up, and we'll sing Let There Be Peace on Earth together.